University of Wisconsin-Madison Intramural Sports Captain's Video.
The Competitive Sports Office is located in the back of the Natatorium, 2000 Observatory Drive, room 1025. During the academic year, the office will be open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Email us at imsports@recsports.wisc.edu. For weather questions, call the weather hotline 608-262-4756.
All members wishing to participate in intramural sports must purchase the Intramural Sports Pass. The following pass options are available. Year Pass. Students can purchase a year pass at $45 at the beginning of the fall semester through Thanksgiving. This pass gives students all access to intramural sport offerings for the fall, spring, and summer semesters. Students may participate in one single-gendered and one co-rec team per sport when offered. Semester Pass. Students can purchase a semester pass for $25 at the beginning of each semester. This is ideal for students that will graduate at the end of the fall semester or for students studying abroad one semester. Students may participate in one single-gendered and one co-rec team per sport when offered in the semesters in which the pass is purchased. Team Pass. Students can purchase a team pass at $15 for each team they would like to compete in per semester. This pass is ideal for students only interested in playing on a single team per semester. Students that purchase a team pass can upgrade to a semester or year pass at any point. Students that wish to play on multiple teams in one sport are encouraged to purchase the semester pass.
Purchasing a pass. All passes can be purchased through IM Leagues. Captains are not able to create a team without purchasing their individual pass and successfully passing the captain's quiz. Participants will not be able to join a team without purchasing their individual pass. All teams will be placed on the waiting list in their respective league until the minimum number of required players to participate is met. The minimum player requirement can be found in the IM Handbook located in the Handbook section of IM Leagues. Refunds. Team Pass refunds will only be given if the league does not have enough space for the team or competitive sports is unable to facilitate participation for the team. If a student is unable to participate in over half of the season of the sport in which they purchased the team pass due to injury or other extenuating circumstances, they can email the Competitive Sports Office for a refund request. Semester and year passes will only be refunded under extenuating circumstances. The IM Council will hear all requests for refunds for the semester and year pass.
Competitive. The competitive league is intended for those teams that have had some experience with organized play in that sport. This league is designed for teams whose primary objective is to win games. Recreational. The recreational league is designed for teams whose primary objective is to enjoy intramural sports and to have fun. Winning is secondary. Open. For some sports, an open league will be the only division offered as the amount of space available and the number of teams dictate only one league offering. The open league will have a mix of both competitive and recreational players.
Participation. All participants must purchase some form of the intramural pass to participate in intramural sports. Participants may only compete in one single-gender team and one co-rec team when offered. Participants are not allowed to play on two single-gendered teams or two co-rec teams. Captains are responsible for ensuring the accuracy of their team's roster before playoffs begin. Rosters may be viewed at any time on IM Leagues. Players may be added to the roster at any time online at IM Leagues or at the game site, provided they are eligible and meet all of the requirements. Any team that uses an ineligible player during the regular season will forfeit that game. Any team that uses an ineligible player during the playoffs will forfeit the game and be immediately dropped from further competition. Eligibility. In order to participate in intramural sports, all fee-paying students are eligible to participate. Faculty and staff must have a valid rec sports membership. All participants must activate their account on IM Leagues prior to play. Defaults. If less than the minimum number of required players of a team have checked in with the supervisor at the scheduled location within 10 minutes of the scheduled time of the contest, the supervisor will declare the contest a default. A default carries a $25 fee which can be paid online using your IM Leagues account. Teams wishing to cancel a game must have their captain or co-captain email the intramural sports staff at imsports@recsports.wisc.edu by 12 p.m. the day of the contest with their name, their team name, the league of play, and their intent to cancel. Once a cancellation has been granted, the request cannot be overturned. Cancellations made after 12 p.m. the day of the contest will result in the team captain being charged the $25 default fee. Phone cancellations and defaults are not accepted. Weather. In case of inclement weather, call the Rec Sports hotline at 262-4756, extension 4 for cancellation information. All efforts will be made to announce cancellations by 3 p.m. on weekdays. Regular season games are only rescheduled in extreme circumstances. Playoff games canceled due to inclement weather will be rescheduled and most likely pushed to the following day, subsequently pushing all other games in that bracket back a day. Please check IM Leagues for schedule revisions. ID policy. All participants must have a valid UW ID card or Rec Sports membership card that swipes into Fusion. If a participant forgets their UW ID card, they can still gain access by using a courtesy pass, as long as they have another valid photo ID or have a picture in Fusion. Valid photo IDs include a photo in their Fusion profile, a driver's license, a passport, or any government-issued photo ID. Courtesy passes may be issued up to 6 times per semester for participants. This includes entries into facilities. Numbers are reset at the beginning of every semester. Playoff eligibility. Teams participating in the A or B league that have achieved a 4.0 or higher sportsmanship rating, less than 2 of any combination of defaults, forfeits, or cancellations, and achieve a regular season record of 500 or better will advance to playoffs. Note that any team not given the opportunity to play 50% or more of the regular scheduled games, example, games canceled due to rain, not including defaults or forfeits, will be placed into playoffs. Playoff bracketing procedures. The week following the end of regular season, a blank bracket will be posted. Teams will be ranked by their winning percentage, with the tiebreaker being accumulated sportsmanship points. Further ties will be broken randomly by the system. Starting at a time designated by the league coordinator, teams will select their position in the bracket based on seed. Note, it is better to pick your playoff path based on availability rather than competition. If a qualifying team misses their designated draft time, they can jump into the order where it stands and select at that time. If a team fails to choose their playoff spot, the league coordinator reserves the right to choose that team's spot in the playoffs. Ejections. The competitive sports staff reserves the right to eject any individual, team, or spectator who interrupts the flow of a game in any manner. Players may be ejected before, during, and after any contest, and by any Rec Sports staff member. Reinstatement. To regain eligibility, the ejected person must complete each of the following. Prepare a written statement detailing the events surrounding the incident. Include an outline of the events surrounding ejection, actions that led to the ejection, assurance that the behavior will not occur again, suggestion for appropriate disciplinary action, and how the behavior will be avoided in the future. The statement should be sent to the coordinator of competitive sports, and schedule an appointment to meet with the coordinator of competitive sports. Please check out the Intramural Sports Handbook for further information.
Sportsmanship rating system. Competitive sports expects all participants and spectators to conduct themselves in a sportsmanlike manner. Unsportsmanlike conduct or other inappropriate behavior occurring in recreational sports indoor or outdoor facilities before, during, or after intramural events will not be tolerated. All teams will begin each game with a 4.0 sportsmanship rating. By showing good sportsmanship throughout the game, teams can earn a 5.0. If a team doesn't show any good sportsmanship, but doesn't show any bad sportsmanship either, they will remain at a 4.0 for that game. If sportsmanship problems arise during the game, teams will lose more points from their sportsmanship rating. As your team captain, you have the ability to influence the level of teamwork on your team. Teamwork is defined as the combined actions of a group of people. One example of teamwork in intramural sports is holding your teammates accountable for their actions so your team's overall sportsmanship rating is not affected by one member's poor actions.
Sport rules. Equipment. All players must wear clean, non-marking athletic shoes. Jewelry is prohibited. Teams must use provided equipment. Hats and bandanas may not be worn. Players may not wear gloves or anything in their hands to assist in catching dodgeballs. Dodgeballs are very expensive, and we ask that players do not squeeze or compress the balls. The game. Matches will be best 3 out of 5 games. Each game will have a 5-minute time limit. A coin flip will start the match, and the winning team will have choice of sides to begin the match. Teams will alternate sides following each game. A team will consist of 6 players for all leagues. A team must start with at least 4 players. Teams will be given a 10-minute grace period to have the required number of players before the game is declared a default. Correct teams will consist of a gender differential no more than 2, meaning 2-2, 3-1, 3-2, or 3-3. Substitutions may be made between games. The court. The game will be played on a basketball court, and the boundary shall be marked with sidelines, end lines, and a center line. The boundary. During play, all players must remain within the boundary lines. The basketball court lines will mark the sideline and the end line of the playing court. Stepping over across the lines will result in an elimination, and any consequent throw is dead. Teams may not pass the center line. To retrieve balls that have left the playing field, only one person can exit the playing court per time through the end line to be eligible to retrieve dodgeballs. Once one player has been eliminated, that individual is solely responsible for retrieving balls out of play for their teammates. No other players may retrieve balls outside of the playing field at this time. A player shall not leave the boundary lines to avoid being hit or to attempt to catch a ball, or have any part of their body cross over the center line and contact the ground on their opponent's side of the court. Game rules. The objective of the game is to eliminate all opposing players by hitting them with a live ball. The definition of a live ball is as follows. Any thrown ball that has not contacted the ground, walls, another player, ball, or any other object. Outs are scored by hitting an opposing player with a live thrown ball below the shoulders, or catching a live ball thrown by your opponent. If a live ball is caught, the team that caught the ball is allowed to bring back one of their players that has already been eliminated. It is the catching team's choice who gets to return. Causing an opponent to drop a held ball as a result of contact by a thrown live ball is an out. It is also an out if an opposing player steps out of bounds. If a thrower hits a player on Team B and the ball is caught by another player on Team B, the original player on Team B is out and the thrower is not. A player that is hit by a live ball must catch the live ball in order for the thrower to be out. A player who strikes a player in the head intentionally with a thrown ball will be declared out for the game. A second occurrence may result in an ejection from the match. Players may block a thrown ball with a ball being held, provided the held ball is not dropped as a result of contact with the thrown ball. A ball deflecting off a held ball and striking the holder or any other player is no longer a live ball. Starting fall 2016, all games will be officiated by the competitive sports supervisor. The supervisor will use their judgment to make calls that they can see. When a call is not seen, the player will be asked. For this, we will use the honor system. Sportsmanship ratings shall be effective for those found being dishonest to gain an advantage in the game. Overtime. If after the 5-minute period, both sides have an equal number of players, overtime will be a 2-minute sudden death period. If no one is eliminated in the 2-minute sudden death period, each team will add a player and another 2-minute sudden death period will begin. This will be repeated until there is an elimination. All overtime procedures will begin with an equal number of balls in hand behind each team's end line. The first team to eliminate any one opposing player will be declared the winner. Beginning of the game. Prior to the beginning of the game, each team will be given 3 dodgeballs. Players will take a position behind their end line and at the supervisor's signal may approach the center line to start the game. Stalling and 5-second violation. A team trailing during a regulation game must be given the opportunity to eliminate an opposing player. If a team is down to one player, he or she must always have at least one ball on his or her side of the court. Eliminated players can roll a ball back onto his or her side to prevent the 5-second rule. It is illegal for the leading team to control all the balls for more than 5 seconds. If the leading team controls all the balls, i.e. all balls are located on their side of the center line, they must make a legitimate effort to get at least one ball across the attack line into the opponent's backcourt. The rolled ball must pass the free throw line extender. This does not include throwing a ball over or through an opponent's end line. If this is not done within 5 seconds, a violation could be called by the supervisor. First violation. stoppage of play, and balls will be divided evenly between teams. Second violation, elimination of one player from offending teams. A yellow red card system for sportsmanship will be in place. Supervisors may issue a yellow card or a warning or a red card ejection for the following offenses: showing dissent by word or action, verbally abusing another player, teammate, or spectator, unsporting behavior, jewelry on a player after a warning to remove has been issued. If the supervisor gives 2 yellow cards or 1 red card to the same person, whether it be a player, substitute, coach, or fan, that person will be ejected for the remainder of the contest. The person must also meet with the coordinator of competitive sports to be reinstated. Any player who is bleeding or has an open wound must leave the game until the wound is closed and the bleeding has been stopped. Play will not continue until all blood has been removed from the playing surfaces and players' equipment. UW Intramural Dodgeball Code. Understand, appreciate, and abide by the rules of the game. Respect the integrity and judgment of game supervisors and all rec sports employees. Respect your opponent and congratulate them in a courteous manner following each match, whether in victory or defeat. Be responsible for your actions and maintain self-control. Do not taunt or bait opponents and refrain from using foul or abusive language. This concludes the Intramural Sports Dodgeball Captains Meeting. The Captains Quiz, found on IM Leagues, must be completed with a score of 80% or higher before a team can be created. Feel free to contact us at imsports@recsports.wisc.edu with your questions or feedback. Thank you, and good luck this year.